Okay, beautiful people. Yeah, it's the usual suspect again, live from Prime Media Studio, Lagos, Nigeria to be precise. Of course, I know it's been either Mr. Peter or Mr. Prosper on the show, going solo. But today we are teaming up again.
Yes, P Square.
Yeah, Peace. PP, yeah, that's true. So it's Peace Square.
P
I think we
Square.
should use that name
Yes.
now. Yeah, it's
Instead
Peace
of
Square.
introducing ourselves separately, we just say P Square.
To be Peace Square, they are here. Okay. So, Mr. Peter, how has it been?
As usual. Good.
Yeah, as usual. I hope you're enjoying the traffic.
Yes.
With
We
the
are,
rain,
we are used to it. We are used to it.
with the rain,
We are used to it.
the construction.
As a Lagosian, we are still complaining about traffic and rain. You are still on a long thing.
Yesterday I was with one lady like that, and when she saw the traffic on the road, she was like, I stayed back, hoping that before 10 thereabout, the traffic should have reduced. But by the time she was saying this, it was 3 hours plus from Lekki County, from the Bejulek area to Aja.
Wow.
3 hours. Then, according to her, that has reduced, though. Though all this is due to the ongoing road construction. They are doing a very beautiful job, and though I still have a reservation, yeah, I expect that road to be wider than that. We should be looking at similar thing we have in Abuja. Okay, now that the population in this area has not increased so much, and we're looking at major investment, major activities going on at houses, especially the Dangote refinery, the seaport, and the proposed airport. It's massive infrastructure that requires enough road that people can actually use because the population will increase. In short, I don't want to even estimate what I'm saying here. So I expect the authorities to at least know that, hey, this road we are constructing is solid, though, but the breadth and the width of the road is not.
From the way you've been saying things about this expansion of this,
Mm.
if they should expand it like that, they'll touch people's property.
It's better it's touched now, whether you like it or not, to be touched later also. So it's now, but like now, there's enough space. A lot of people are telling they are far from the road, and before you know it, people start building structures and all that. So it's safer, it's easier now. It will cost government less now to do it than to wait in the future, because in the future, this gutter you have to destroy it again, and all that. That's a lot of money. So it should be done now. Let just suffer it and suffer it once and for all. Okay, that's just by the way. So we'll go straight to the headlines that makes the news that made the major headlines from across other news platform like Vanguard, Punch, China. We have a lot of them, so they are all online. So today we're going to be starting with the story that I talked about presidential poll. So drama as Labour Party factions clash at Tribuna. You saw that video, right?
I saw the video.
You were hearing Ole
when they were insulting
Papa. A lot of people, the obedient, the LP, some of them actually believe that Papa has been compromised because the way it's going about he's an elderly man, though, but the way it's going about, they fear that he's compromised, and they can't believe his judgment. That they feel that he's threatening the petition at the tribunal, because normally, as one has been the party for a long time, even before the presidential candidate joined, and he should be happy that nobody knows about Labour Party before now. And the moment Peter Obi joined the party becomes so popular. People started joining Labour Party, and I'm sure even their finance also has changed. So it's something I think one should be proud of, and see how they can quickly amend whatever differences they have, and ensure they win this petition at the tribunal. Because if they win, it make them a strong force in the government. They will now become the ruling party. What they have never been able to achieve for over 20 years.
And under his own administration.
Under his own administration. I don't know why I expect him to see beyond whatever the other party are offering to sabotage the system. I want him to look beyond this and see how they can fight this very well at the court so they can become ruling party. Then, that's where their strength lies. So, and the way it's going, people believe now that the man has become, he has spotted money, that's why he's doing all this, that he's fighting to become recognized so that they can be able to affect the petition at the tribunal. Okay, so you can see they removed his cap, they were booing him, and the security personnel has to step in, like you're seeing right now. They had to step in to save him from, if not, I'm sure those guys there, because of the anger in the land and all that, something else would have happened there. So the police stepped in and moved them away quickly. So it's only partly read that there was a drama at the presidential election petition court yesterday as the factional national chairman of the Labour Party, Lamidi Apapa, clashed with members of the party loyal to the presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi. So you see how it is right now. So the members that are loyal to Peter Obi are the one clashing with Lamidi Apapa faction. So they believe that this faction of Apapa, they are working with the APC that compromise to sabotage the system.
No politics they see politics is a dirty game. What you feel can't happen can happen in politics. So in politics you have to be very careful. So,
yeah, indeed. This is why most people shy away from politics. But whether I like it or not, it's a place to be. You know why I say it's a place to be? Because these guys are the ones determining the affairs of this country. The good ones, because they feel they get game, they shy away from those areas, and the bad ones have forged ahead. They have become so relevant in these politics, and whenever they win the election, they start dictating for the good ones. So you don't have choice than to dance to their tune or to obey them. I remember those days when there was a law that was they were pushing that was really against church. Church was really particular that any GO of any organization or any non-governmental organization should not stay more than 20 years. Then, the man that was pushing that bill was actually a Christian, and then people believe that he was directly attacking the church, because most Jews in church, for example, let's use MFM for example. That man founded that church. You not tell him that after 20 years you have to step aside. It's like let's say for a business venture, after 20 years you say step aside, let somebody else come and take over. So it was a dangerous bill, and I think it was Boyd that said no, this can happen. They stepped in and they nipped that in the bud.
That guy, that particular person is not a Christian, because if you're a Christian, you should understand that when God calls you,
it's forever.
Forever till your last breath.
So this is what we are saying. So when some people find themselves in a position, their inner motive, whether good or bad, comes out. And if they have bad motive, they want to implement it at all costs. So that's why the Bible says that the scripture says that I thought about that scripture. So when the bad are in authority, the people mourn. But when the good are in authority, the people rejoice. That's what scripture says. And this is just for that to prove this. Okay. So let's move on. Before we start preaching this morning. Mr. Peter, we saw the story.
Wow.
This is a major road. And you see what we have there. Failed bridge.
Lagos short diverts traffic at Ijora Axis indefinitely.
I think you are familiar with that environment.
I'm very familiar with this environment. this bridge has been like this for a very long time. Whenever you are approaching a bridge, you see my mom then used to tell us that even if he's coming back home and sleeping in the vehicle, if he's coming back home and he's sleeping in the vehicle, when the vehicle started vibrating, when the vehicle started vibrating, he knows that he has gotten home. But then we were living in our car. So this bridge has been like this. This is a sign that this bridge is not that good. And on top of this bridge, I've been on top of this bridge before. When trucks are passing, the bridge will be vibrating. So this thing has given a sign for a very long time.
Okay.
They ignored it. So now
And this is serious. I'm sure the vehicle that went through that area. So if this vehicle can fall inside this thing.
yes, they can fall inside.
Wow.
You remember the one of is it Qatar Bridge? No, not Qatar Bridge. The bridge from CMS that linked to Surulere, Apapa. Up to now they've not fixed that bridge. That bridge is just abandoned. The one that got burned from
Mr. Peter, when it comes to roads in Lagos State, in most cases, are not always happy. When I see some place, the major traffic on these irregularly access to a total local government, major access there. There's a particular spot at Jakonde, major road. You see pothole in a major road, and whenever you get there, they're not moving. You have to slow down, and when you slow down, it's the highway, and that will not be causing gridlock every day. That gridlock in that area is caused by that pothole. And the gridlock starts from all the way from Tollgate around that Chevron Drive down to Jakonde Houses. And this is because of the support. So why can't this thing be covered? Why can't it be? How much will it cost? If an individual can fix that thing, and the government is struggling to fix. And also around that Igwe, that was where I told you my car got damaged. I entered it on a major road, and immediately the shock burst on a highway. And the same thing in some other places. Is it Ajah area? Also at Ogidon area. Similar thing.
Whatever that house is terrible.
That house is right. If you go there, is the road that is bad that is causing that traffic, nothing more. And these guys are working there. You are working on the major road. Why can't you level the path that the vehicle will be going through? So that it will not affect your work, so people can be having free access. This one talking about also if you go to this area before Awaya, that has it also. Now they are constructing the right hand of the side of the road, right? Towards Ajah. They're the inward so what they do Awaya. You see one big hole there. And these are the only people the left for vehicle to be going through because they're working on this other side. Go that Costaris car office. You know, the hole is so deep, and if you enter, your bumper must touch the ground. And this is usually as avenue you left for the vehicle coming from Ajah to go through. You can just carry one bucket of use the excavator to carry one bucket of sand and put it there and match it, and it becomes as level that becomes motorable.
And then tomorrow VIA will stop you and be asking for a
roadworthiness.
Why their roads are
when is your road that is destroying my vehicle, and you've asked me for roadworthiness, when you don't have that roadworthiness, like what we heard from one of our friends this morning, Mr. Paul, that told the bar that he was fined for 20,000 naira for roadworthiness, right? Now you fix your car today, tomorrow the car gets damaged. Then you now be asked to come and inspect your car. And when you go there, the car doesn't pass because the shock, everything is already making noise. Then when you fail, when your caught, camera catches you, you come and pay fine of 20,000. What is all this? Why are we trying to wicked ourselves?
I have a friend. That guy has never done his papers in Lagos before. The guy has never done his car papers in Lagos before.
Okay.
Whenever he wants to do his paper, he calls them in Abuja to do his paper for him. You understand? They do everything for him from Abuja. So he says you prefer getting an Abuja paper because Abuja roads are roadworthy. You understand? You cannot compare it to Lagos road. You
Mm.
understand? So
You just imagine this major road, okay? But I'm sure this will take a lot of time to fix because it's bridge. It's not like every other road where you just level and do some padding and all that. You have to carefully open this up properly.
as we are speaking now, maybe they are fixing it because trucks like this road.
Mm.
They'll take time to fix it. They fix it on time.
Okay, so this road you're seeing is around the Nigeria as you saw, try and manage, use other alternative routes to navigate to that environment where your car doesn't enter inside the ditch. Okay. Because Mr. Peter will not come and rescue you there. Okay. Okay, moving on. We're saying this because we cannot say that we don't have the money to do this. Lagos still has money. Okay. And all these things, these are what we're supposed to be enjoying. And like is on that thing. We don't want to go there. As a friend, that will take the whole day. Right. So these roads, get it fixed. Because the money I spent to repair that car is still paying me till now. Yes, because my shock wasn't bad. It was good, okay? Until I entered that pothole in the middle of the express. And I spent roughly 80,000 plus in there to that vehicle. Please. If you want me to stop talking about it, pay me your money back. I'll stop talking about it, okay? So normally, I'm looking forward to a day where individual like us can sue government for government responsibility.
Yes, of course.
If the federal road is your responsibility and my car gets damaged, take proper record of it, and I will call the lawyer to call my lawyer.
So, those things are what we can do, and those things are things that we avoid. You understand? Like take for instance, now you have your car, you have an insurance. That's your car that got damaged. If you report insurance, they're supposed to fix it for you.
Yeah, that insurance, but I'm looking for the one that government would be. Maybe that will help us sit up. Okay, when they know that if we don't get that road fixed and if they could get damaged there, they might sue us and all that. Maybe that will help them to sit. I don't know how possible that is, but I think we should be heading towards that direction so that they will know that this is our responsibility. This thing must not be left unattended to. You have been elected to be in that post to help us out, to serve the citizens, to get the things, get the road working and all that. Okay. I'm getting angry, but let's move on, okay? Because it's things that need to be done, what to be done. Okay. Yeah. The next we talked about Nigeria have sent as African leaders head to Kyiv, Moscow on peace mission. Nigeria not go.
I was surprised when I saw the news because when it comes to peace mission like this, Nigeria, we are always the first.
To go there.
Yes. To confirm Nigeria, we are always the first. So there was a time they commended us for signing that.
But this one I found it wrong. No one day involved.
Presently the issue we have in the country presently, we need to focus on it first. You understand?
So this says a group of African leaders trying to broker peace in the war in Ukraine will launch their mission to Moscow and Kyiv next month. A senior South African government official said Wednesday. However, no leader from Nigeria was mentioned among the emissaries that would be meeting the parties in the Ukraine-Russia war. President Cyril Ramaphosa announced Tuesday that Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky have agreed to receive African leaders of states in Moscow and Kyiv. Leaders of Zambia, Senegal, Republic of Congo, Uganda, Egypt, and South Africa will lead the initiative, which has been welcomed by the UN. So the date must be confirmed. So they've been they want to go and broker peace. Yesterday I was very fortunate to see some of the details about this war in Ukraine, and a lot of people are saying that this war shouldn't have started in the first place. It's like They are seeing Russia as aggressor, right? But other people are seeing Russia trying to save their own. They're trying to avoid security breach because if Ukraine joins NATO, which means automatically NATO will extend their reach to Ukraine, station their weapons and all that there. So it become like if that at Russia's backyard, which means any little thing is risky.
It's too risky.
It's too risky. And the way we say things when it comes to world power, I don't think Russia is going to back down on this. What I saw was that the radar level Ukraine and to allow this to happen. And Ukraine is not backing out because weapon has been sent to them from I think from you person that heard some 2 days ago that they're receiving more weapons to defend themselves. So the West are giving them weapons to defend themselves, and why them too are saying yes, we want it's a serious issues, and we keep hearing about nuclear weapon threats here and there because these are world power. It's a world power. So Russia is not willing to back down. Somebody was saying that the only way this issue can be resolved is if Ukraine refuses to join NATO and accepts to come back, accept not to join NATO, then stay the way they are or join Russia. So that's only when this war can end. And I don't. Do you see US? The West backing out from this? Somebody was saying that Putin can just carry a phone and make just one call. Joe Biden can just carry a phone and make one call. This whole matter will end. That's what somebody was saying.
What kind of call would that call?
Oh, just to tell Putin, don't worry, we're not. Russia is not. Ukraine is not joining NATO anymore. We are going to let them be. That is whole thing will stop. That's what somebody was saying. And we don't see Biden making that call. So, which means let's just not preempt what will happen. So the mission, if it's peace mission, there will always be a solution to whatever that is happening. Okay, so you are still watching Prime Media. So moving on, we saw the story.
This is from Punch story. This is an ex-presidential aspirant applaud U.S. on visa ban.
Okay, you see, during the week we heard that U.S. was they are going to ban, restrict those that are involved in the election process, that manipulate the elections and all that. So they're going to be restricting them from visa. They'll ban them from obtaining there won't be visa restriction on these people. And somebody was asking, how are they going to know them? Other person says that they know those that win the election. They are not too far. So it's a good thing, but to me it's not enough. You know why it's not enough? It's not enough to restrict them from getting visa to these countries, or rather restrict their children as well. You know this story in the Bible where all those enemies connived to kill Daniel, right? To throw Daniel into the lion's den, right?
Yes.
But when Daniel was rescued, what happened to those people? I think them and their house, all of them were thrown into lions den. So if you have this, a lot of people were killed during the election because of your greed, because of money, because of pride, because of arrogance. And restricting them alone is not enough. I'm sure all the process they've got from there, them and their family, they enjoyed it, right? Yeah, they enjoy it. So since you cannot jail them, you can't jail them, but you're able to restrict them from obtaining visas and all that, then also restrict their families also. Maybe when any politician know about this more, you mean if I do this, my children cannot travel out of this country to this place, they'll be very careful. Because every man he cares for his children. Most of them are misbehaving because their children are overseas. Whatever happened in this country does not have any effect on their children. They have made effort to obtain dual citizenship for their children. So they don't care about what happened to this country. They can destroy it as long as their children are safe and sound. They believe that tomorrow, whatever is left, the children can come back home and also become can rule these people. They can do, and yes, they are doing whatever they are doing. So I'm sure if there is a restriction on them and their wives and their children, that will really serve as a strong, better warning and all that. If not, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Some will feel, no, my children, they don't worry. Whenever they want to see their travel, come back home, we pretend they go back again. What am I going to do in foreign nation anyway? Too much money. But when you know that it's going to involve your children, you will think twice. You know, this is how I think they can really help us. To be held this visa ban of it's not, it become like a normal.
I don't even that is what.
They don't even, whoever is really know very well that this will happen, so they don't care. They're still doing what they're doing. Why don't make it increase the restriction, make it stronger? That can really help to because the country needs help. Yes. Okay, so moving on.
Okay, this is from Punch also. U.S. Embassy and Consulate in Nigeria. Okay, now so this is U.S. demands justice for slammed consulate official.
You know, recently that was the vehicle of this the vehicle of the Anambra State was attacked on this convoy of the consulate in Anambra. The gunmen. We learned about how people died in that attack, but we also heard from that the foreign U.S. citizens were involved. So it was only Nigerians that got killed in that attack. So, but now the story is still fishing though, and they're really not happy with what happened, and they probably are going to work with Nigerian security to ensure those that are involved are fished out. MTP, you see, I know they're going to free them out.
Yeah.
This now requires international presence, right? Everybody will, all Arsenal will be deployed now to get these people fished out. But I remember sometimes this Arsenal it's not deployed. In other case like Kaduna, I always see people dying like chicken. I'm not happy with this. It's terrible. It's bad. It's totally condemnable. But I also believe that the way this issue will be treated, other areas where people are being treated like sheep should also be treated like that. These are still human beings. The country is just shaking everywhere, and we have our military are capable,
very capable.
I believe so much in them. So if the head is not working to be changed, that things can move forward. So I believe these guys will be fished out is for them go to attack innocent people, unarmed people, and just brutally kill them like that is very wrong. So the mission is really on this matter. So, Mr. P, let's move on to the next story.
Okay, this also is from Punch. I am unaware police seized Seun Kuti's gun license. Lawyer.
Okay, the story reads that counsel for embattled Afrobeat musician Seun Kuti, Mr. Olumide Adeyinka Foseka Sam, has said he is unaware that the police will have seized his client's gun license. He told our correspondent that he saw no link between his client's case of assaulting a policeman and a gun license. An impeccable source told our correspondent that the policeman seized the gun license during a search of the musician's house in Ikeja on Tuesday. So the officers that searched Seun Kuti's home on Tuesday only found a gun license, and they said it. I can confirm that the command is currently working on revoking the license, the source said. Okay, so the Lagos State Police Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Odeyin, however, did not respond to inquiry. So, if Just they've seized the license, right? And the counsel, the lawyer says that he's unaware. That's what has been seized. But in this case, I think the right thing to do, then, because before you can be given a license, yeah, that to ensure that your mental health, everything is in place.
Yes, because the way you did watch the video when it happened.
Yeah, I saw the
Because the hunger from him that day, and even he was with gun, nobody know what would have happened. So that's a good one. If they see it, you can see it.
Okay. So we'll just leave it at that. Okay. Of course, because gun, when you have gun, like extra power, you know, and if you can bust out like that, such rage as an officer, so who knows what would have happened. But anyway, police will do what is necessary, what is right, and also we believe that the other person, there's just control our anger. Okay,
Yes,
notwithstanding who you are, sometimes your power lies in your silence.
and as a public figure, you are supposed to give good examples to people out there to see, not this kind of in another way.
Because a lot of people are looking up to you in a lot of ways, and when you do something like that, you kind of demoralize a lot of them. You lose fans, you know, because those that will praise you on this will also be like but which is not good, because they're a figure to people.
Make other people feel they can also do it
and get away with it. Because you command respect that you might not do no. But these are just gone to drain that respect. That just the bad when there's an outburst. There's an outburst, it doesn't matter who is wrong, who is right. A lot of people, if you have 100 followers before, I'm sure 10 will leave you. Yeah, because that's action. And when somebody loses trust in you, it takes a while to gain that trust back. You have to work hard enough, extra work to regain people's trust. Yes, it's a lesson that I learned very hard way. So to regain lost trust, it takes a while. It takes a while. You do extra. Okay, so let's allow the police to do their work. Allow the lawyer to also do his job. Okay, this we saw this on the Chinese online platform.
Okay, this heading reads: Tribunal. Tinubu opposes live broadcast, argues against abuse of court process.
Okay, so the president elect and his deputy believe it is the interest of the justice for the court to dismiss the said application filed by the petitioner. You know, when I saw this, I was like, if I were there, I wouldn't have said anything about this. You know, if you don't have respect in your board, police coming to your house, you don't have anything to fear, right? So, yeah, the broadcast, personally, I feel that it should be, it's going to help a lot of people to know what's happening. You don't want to start hearing from third party, this is what happened in the court. You at your own, you have the information at your fingertips, okay? So that it will help calm now. That you use this word, it helps you calm a lot of people now. So I think it's right for the judge to decide. It's not just only what they're waiting to decide if it's right or not. It's not waste their time or not. Why will he waste their time? It's just going to be addressing the camera. It's not his business. He's going to consider whatever he's doing. The camera is doing his job. Okay. So I don't think, personally, I don't think it's anything like wasting court process. Okay. The courts, the judge, the courts, the lawyers are doing whatever they are doing. The camera and the production team are doing whatever they are doing. These are the media. Yeah, the media are doing whatever they are doing, so it doesn't have any connection at all. But that's the argument, so we have to listen to the argument, right? Yeah, so the court is still ongoing, and let's see this sort of story that talked about. I am in disbelief that Blinken called Tinubu. That is an article saying that. He said, I'm just going to read the story, okay? In the call, the U.S. government official is said to have emphasized his continuing commitment to further strengthening the U.S.-Nigeria relationship with incoming administration. So the presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, on Wednesday, which is yesterday, expressed bewilderment following U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken's call to the president-elect Bola Tinubu. So in the call, Blinken is said to have emphasized his continued commitment to further strengthening the U.S.-Nigeria relationship with the incoming administration. However, Atiku, who emerged as the second runner-up in the as the runner-up in the February 25th presidential election, described Tinubu's recognition by the American government official as a contradiction of the U.S. assessment of the vote held 3 months ago. That's Atiku saying this. He says, I am in disbelief that at Sec Blinken called Tinubu a contradiction to the publicity state's position of the U.S. on Nigerian 2023 presidential election, the former vice president tweeted. That's from his Twitter. This is inconceivable, considering that America, as a bastion of democracy, is well briefed on the sham election of February 25th to give legitimacy to the widely acknowledged fraudulent elections in Nigeria can be demoralizing to citizens who have hedged their bets on democracy and the sanctity of the ballot. So these are his assertion. So he said that what everybody have seen to be a sham election, then they're coming to call the president-elect to let him know that you're student. Is it because they are feeling that it's already the inauguration date is drawing closer, things have not changed, and if they're free to do this before, maybe, I'm just saying, he's sworn in, it might not be a good thing, so they want to use medium to just feel that, okay, since you guys cannot change, make anything good thing, but let's just play along, How do you see this?
Unfortunately, but the news is saying, I don't know, the language disbelief. Does it mean that he does not believe that the linking guy called go?
He's just not comfortable with it, because when we read through the story, the tweet was like the whole world saw this according to his tweets. What everyone believed that it was not, all this politicians, they have way of using words, but they have passed that message. So according to him, if indeed you have called, it contradicts your position on the election. What the US have already been, what they've been, the second election. That is a contradiction to what you have said before now. So
same US is saying they want to
ban those
for those that
manipulated election.
And this one is
also calling want to strengthen it. So you understand that is why he used that. You want to ban people that manipulate election, and everyone was not declared in that environment, and this was the result that was calculated and counted, and they used to declare the president-elect, which means, as the custodian of democracy, this is not correct, it's not right. But at the same time, you're also promising the perceived president-elect, as in who perceived wasn't genuine, also calling to tell the person I will strengthen you, that kind of thing. It's like a contradiction. I think that's what he's saying here. So, politics, Mr. Peter, is like two-edged sword. The two-edged sword, okay? So, when you are pulling somebody from behind, you be careful so the sword does not touch you. You are ahead of somebody, you be careful so it doesn't touch you also. Yes, so that is what politics is all about. And that is exactly what they have just done. In case it works out, he was sworn in and nobody could stop him. We want to have a bad relationship. That's what happened. Because this kind of statements, if not for they're trying to be on the safe side, this statement should have come when he was declared winner. But it came this close to the inauguration. They don't want to come after the inauguration, so it'll be too late. So it's politics. It's politics. Okay, we'll leave it at that, okay? Let everybody decide. Just if you are there, please judge. Okay, Mr. Peter, this story.
This story is from Channels News. Plateau killings. Death toll rises to 85 amid protest. call for reinforcement.
So protesting, so the death toll on Tuesday attack on communities in the Mango local government area of Plateau State has risen to 35 as the search for the missing persons is still ongoing in the affected communities. The national president, Nwagovu Development Association, Joseph Wakat, made the revelation while speaking to journalists on Wednesday after a security meeting at the palace of the traditional ruler in Mango. So Wakat told that several communities were attacked simultaneously by suspected herdsmen, leading to killings as well as burning of houses and destructions of farmlands in the affected communities. Protesting women had besieged the palace of the traditional ruler, where the security meeting was convened with security chiefs, district heads, and government officials led by the deputy governor, Professor Soni Ayodin, to address security challenges in the LGA. So, Mr. Peter, you see, this is what I was talking about. In a place where people are brutally massacred in this kind of these are lives. 85. I expect, we saw the attack on convoy, right? And we saw what the promises from foreign bodies and what they want to do, right? I expect such promises should be targeted towards this kind of area where lives has been taken away from people just like that. And the word says they were herdsmen.
We've been crying for this for a very long time. That government should see into this for us. See into this for us. Years back, now these things are getting worse every day.
And the next thing you see after this whole story now, more week, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and it goes like that. The next thing you hear again is another attack again, and lives are just being lost like that on a daily basis. I don't know, and this really raises a lot of comment as regard the administrations and our security official security architecture, But we hope that this also will not be swept under the carpet, and the government will do the needful to ensure that the perpetrators are not just only caught, but at least they will be made to face the law court. Okay, you can't just take life away from people like that. 85 is terrible. So, Mr. Peter, we actually in at the end of running off this segment. So it's rainy season, right? So what would you advise everyone out there? Yes, I have my tea.
You know,
the whole place is cold now, right? I have my hot tea.
Federal government has been telling us that they are expecting so many lightning and thunder within this period. So what I'll tell my people out there is to stay calm, stay away from the wall, just like we say. Be indoor whenever it's raining seriously. Be indoor. And just as my colleague is doing now, take hot tea to keep yourself warm.
My own is that, of course, like you just mentioned, okay, take hot tea. Take hot tea. Make sure you have all this stuff that can help you to chase away cold, so that you don't get cold. And this weather comes with a lot of all this children running temperature, all this and all that. Just keep yourself warm, and please change what you wear outside. What Mr. Peter wearing he's just lucky that he drives to this place. If not, they would have used mud to stain you. So you change your mode of dressing, okay? For now, and cover yourself properly, and ensure your drain is not closed, so that whenever it's rain, the water will find its way out quickly, so that you don't just your place don't get flooded. Okay, yeah, that's it for today.
Yeah, we are calling it today.
So stay put. Every day we'll be giving tidbits just around the clock. Okay, like I keep promising, soon enough, you will have a means of chatting with us. Yes. Um, Thanks for being there. It's been Pastor Michael
Which Peter one.
and James.
Have a wonderful
Do
day.
have a
All.
wonderful time.